Today on Rappler. The Philippine Supreme Court and the International Criminal Court are bombarded by fake news and disinformation attacks after the arrest of Rodrigo Duterte. Meta suspends the Facebook pages of SMNI News, DZAR 1026 Sunshine Radio, and SMNI Integrated News. Hours after its leaders agreed to a limited ceasefire, Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of launching air attacks. Filipinos can now apply for a Japanese visa at a visa application center. And basketball star Kiefer Ravena and his fiancée, beauty queen Diana Mackey, are expecting their first child. Courts both in the Philippines and in The Hague, the Netherlands, are at the receiving end of fake news or disinformation attacks. This after former President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested last week for crimes against humanity. On the day Duterte was arrested, his longtime ally Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa filed a petition with the Supreme Court asking for the issuance of a temporary restraining order which could have stopped the implementation of the arrest. Disinformation broke out that night with fake news reports claiming the High Court already issued a TRO in favor of Duterte. This is false. On March 12, SC spokesperson Camille Ting announced the court denied de la Rosa's request for a TRO. Social media posts also show a fabricated SC document dated March 16 titled Supreme Court Receives Petition on 16 Million Signatures Calling for President Marcos's Resignation. The High Court says it is completely untrue. It has not received any petition. Even the ICC was not spared from disinformation. During Duterte's arrest, there was a claim that the former president was arrested without a warrant. This is false. The ICC implemented its warrant through the Interpol, and a copy of the warrant is available. Duterte's former executive secretary Salvador Medialdea, who flew to The Hague with the former president, also claimed he was forced to go on the plane without a visa. His claim lacked context as the Philippine Embassy in the Netherlands said upon landing they secured a 15-day visa for the lawyer so he could assist Duterte. Duterte supporters meantime targeted ICC presiding judge Julia Motoc and left negative comments on the judge's photos. They also spanned Motoc's Meta and LinkedIn profiles, demanding that the judge return Duterte to the Philippines. Meta suspends the Facebook pages of SMNI News and related pages such as DZAR 1026 Sunshine Radio and SMNI Integrated News, owned by embattled doomsday preacher Apollo Quiboloy's Sunshine Media Network International. SMNI announced in an article on its website and social media posts that Meta suspended these accounts for expressing hatred or contempt for a group of people and using harmful racial stereotypes. SMNI has a track record of fueling disinformation and red-tagging journalists and activists critical of former President Rodrigo Duterte and Quiboloy. The suspension comes after Duterte's arrest by the Interpol on behalf of the International Criminal Court. Senator Bato de la Rosa criticized Meta's suspension of SMNI News' accounts, suggesting followers follow other pages. This is not the first time SMNI News' Facebook page became inaccessible. Hours after its leaders agreed to a limited ceasefire to halt energy infrastructure attacks, Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of launching air attacks. Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to temporarily stop attacking Ukrainian energy facilities but declined to endorse a full 30-day ceasefire sought by US President Donald Trump in a phone call. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had agreed to the US proposed 30-day ceasefire before the Putin-Trump call and later supported the more limited ceasefire on energy targets. But after Russia launched its air attacks early on Wednesday, Zelensky urged the world to block any attempts by Moscow to drag out the war. Andriy Yermak, Zelensky's chief of staff, says Russia is attacking civilian infrastructure and people right now. Regional authorities in Sumy in northeast Ukraine said that Russia's drone attacks damaged 2 hospitals there. The Ukrainian military said its air defense units shot down 72 of 145 drones launched by Russia in overnight attacks. Russia's defense ministry said that its units destroyed 57 Ukrainian drones overnight, 35 of them over the border Kursk region. Filipino visitors to Japan can now apply for a Japanese visa at the application center VFS Service Philippines, which will charge lower handling fees than the old system. However, there will now be visa application fees for temporary visitors, unlike before when it was free. The Embassy of Japan in the Philippines says the appointment website was launched on Wednesday, March 19. The Japan Visa Application Center will begin operations on April 7, 2025. Starting April 6, the embassy will no longer accept visa applications through accredited travel agencies, which charge handling fees of at least 1,200 pesos per applicant depending on the visa type. The new center comes shortly after the embassy warned that visa processing could take up to 2 months due to a high number of applicants. Basketball star Kiefer Ravena announces he and his fiancée, beauty queen Diana Mackey, are expecting their first child. Ravena shares on Instagram a photo of him hugging Mackey as she held baby sneakers and sonogram pictures, with a caption, quote, "Marching together in this beautiful journey with Diana Mackey. You are amazing and you are destined to be a super mommy." He also adds, quote, "We can't wait to see you, little one, with your guidance, Lord." Ravena and Mackey got engaged last October during a trip to Japan where Ravena plays for the Yokohama B Corsairs. The couple revealed their relationship just 4 days before announcing their engagement. Mackey is a former Binibining Pilipinas contestant and Pinoy Big Brother housemate. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.